Are you somebody that wants to become a better artist, but you don't have the money to go to school or pay for tuition? Well, online there are thousands of ways to learn without paying tuition, and I'm gonna share my top 5 tips on becoming a self-taught artist. Remember, you can write the alphabet, you can draw. All right, so the first thing that I really want to talk about is developing your hand-eye coordination. So this is something that most people don't typically talk about, I feel like, but there's no shame in going on Pinterest and finding something that interests you that you've seen another artist do when you're first starting out and copying that drawing. Now, I'm not saying copy the drawing and claim it's all yours and that you own all the material. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying when you're first starting out, find a cool picture of Pikachu and draw that picture of Pikachu if that's what you want to draw. It's a great way to train your eye to begin looking for simple shapes and then adding more detail into those simple shapes without overanalyzing or overstressing about all the tiny details that go into being an artist or creating your own piece of artwork. Find things that interest you. If you're interested in what you're drawing and you're excited about what you're drawing, you're more likely to come back and draw again. And you're more likely to keep drawing when you might be tired of drawing. Now I kind of want to talk about the tools that you can use to create art. A lot of people rush into, the Copic markers, the colored pencils, the paint, and that stuff's all great. But if you're just starting out and you want to be a really good artist one day, you got to start with the pencil. The pencil is king or queen, whatever you want, whatever you prefer. The pencil is where mistakes can be erased. You can feel a lot more confident experimenting with your line work when you can erase a line that you messed up. Once you master the pencil, or at least get comfortable with the pencil, I would personally recommend moving on to something like inking. Inking is a great way to bring out the drama in your artwork. It's a great way to start learning light sources and how to shade in your artwork. And it's also an extremely useful tool for adding fine details. You can use micron pens that are like the thickness of a piece of hair and really go in and add detail, but you can't erase your ink. So if you make a mistake, well, you're up shit creek. And the last thing that I would really start to incorporate is color work. I've been drawing and doing art for almost 10 years or 12 years or something like that. And in the last 2 years, I just started using colors. And the only color mediums I typically use are colored pencils and Copic markers because I have expensive taste. So the next tip I would give would be to try to find a reference that you can use for posing. You can find comic books like I have back here and take some of the poses that you see in those books and incorporate them into your own drawings. You can try to use one of those little wooden dolls that people use as like a reference. They make hands and whatnot, and this is not a sponsored ad, but if you want the best model that you can reference and use for posing, I would highly recommend Sticky Bones. I have one of them here. It is it's an anatomically correct model, and you can pose this thing any way that you can think of, and it will stay locked in that pose, and it's unbelievably impressive. You can use something like this, take a photo of it, and then it has all the breakdowns in the model for legs, arms, hips, hands, head posture, and it has interchangeable hands as well that you can buy. I can leave a link to their website in the description down below. It can be a little bit expensive, but it's a one-time purchase, and I promise you, if you are struggling to find a reference for your posing, I would highly recommend looking into Sticky Bones. They're awesome. Now, I know this video is mostly about how to become a self-taught artist without going to school or paying tuition, but the most important thing that I have ever stumbled across that changed my art journey forever is my man David Finch's YouTube channel. This guy is not only the greatest comic book artist of all time, this guy has put so much information on his YouTube channel, tutorials on sketching, tutorial on drawing poses, how to block and render with ink, how to draw any hero that you can think of. He has Monday Night Draw that he does live once a week and talks about, how to draw and gives out free tips, which would be thousands of dollars. This dude could make a fortune off putting a paywall up, but he refuses to do so. You could even follow along with his Monday Night Draw videos. Following along with what he's drawing will really help you gain this deeper understanding of muscle groups and how clothing fits onto a character's body, how clothing moves on a human body. It's incredible what David Finch is willing to give to people for free. And David, if you ever see this video, I love your artwork, man, and you've provided me with so much information, and I couldn't thank you enough. All right, and one of the last tips I just want to give you guys would be to just be consistent. It's kind of one of those tools where if you don't use it, you're gonna lose it, or at least get rusty with it. Try to incorporate it into your daily life, even if it's for 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, an hour a day if you have the time. Small sketches, big art projects, whatever you have the time for, just slowly start making time, and eventually you'll see your skill level increase. With that being said, I appreciate you guys sticking around. If you've made it to the end of this video, leave a comment down in the comment section below, drop a like, it helps the channel out a ton. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.